Swallowed Star 511 Absorption. Chapter 511, Absorption. Luo Feng rushed into the sky. He passed through the many cloud layers straight to the 18th level and arrived in the space above Blood River World. Little Na Ku. Luo Feng looked down through the vast clouds. I've done what I could. As for what level you reach in the future, that'll depend on yourself. A true warrior will ultimately still rely on himself to train. I'm still training myself, only earlier than you by a little. Shua. Luo Feng flew into the automaton ship that appeared beside him and ordered, "Proceed towards the ancient god ruins." The automaton ship took on the appearance of a meteorite and swiftly proceeded in space. As for the father of the Na family's fate, Luo Feng could only wish him the best. After all, he had his own path to walk. Useless. A bunch of useless beings. A black-robed Si Yong, who was almost like an absolute beast standing above the palace, howled at the group of underlings kneeling below him. 3 whole days, it's been 3 whole days. This is the answer you are giving me? There's no use at all. The upper echelon of Swallow Mound City were like weak little bunnies, as they were all trembling. How can he blame us? That picture shows a fully armored and masked warrior, and it's the most common types. As for searching for information, there are many mysterious warriors, however they are all fake. The underlings were all complaining within. However, before the world city leader, they didn't dare make a sound. What a joke! Do you all know that this is a big joke? Si Yong's expression was heavy, and he was raging. The bastards from the worlds around us will take us to be a joke, and you all are simply useless. The group kneeling below all trembled hard, not daring to look up. Useless. You are all useless. Go! Si Yong roared. Go and spread the news about the bounty on information around Swallow Mound City. Let them know that the murderer has domain-level pinnacle strength, wears black armor, and also uses a blade and shield. Also put a picture of the weapons up. Go spread it. As long as anyone can provide a bit of information, reward them 1 million treasure currency. If they can provide the location and it's true, reward them 100 million treasure currency, and immediately give him a luxurious mansion within Swallow Mound City, along with 8,000 slaves and 8,000 guards. Si Yong said solemnly. Yes. The group glanced at each other, shocked at the amount of the rewards that were being handed out. They were all kneeling and complying. Why are you still here? Get out! Si Yong howled. The group fled terrified. Only Si Yong was left in the palace, along with the 4 underlings he had brought with him. Master, leave this matter to us. Relax, a simple and honest-looking middle-aged man said. Si Yong shot him a look, saying coldly, just being the joke among the sector lords around isn't enough for me to be so enraged. Do you know? The Undying Shrine is already asking me just why the 2 envoys died on my territory. That group of old punks. Si Yong's expression was ashen, snorting coldly. Humph, the death of 2 envoys. This small matter isn't enough for the high and mighty Undying Spirits to personally come out. Hence those old punks are using their power and authority to clamor about. This makes me so mad. I really want to punch them and reduce them to nothing. The 4 underlines exchanged glances, realizing that it was the Undying Shrine giving him pressure. Swallow Mound City. Make way, make way. A group of soldiers riding beasts shouted, chasing a large amount of people off to the side of the streets. Here, stick. The leader of the group of soldiers pointed at a large shiny wall at the side and ordered. Immediately, the soldiers jumped off their beasts and swiftly began sticking their pictures and posters of the mysterious murderer all over the wall. Very quickly, that incredibly clear picture's shocking reward made everyone who saw it dumbfounded. This was considered a major road, with a high amount of traffic. As long as the news is a bit useful, the reward is 1 million treasure currency. 1 million treasure currency? How much is that? I haven't personally seen treasure currency before. 1 treasure currency, that's 1,000 big currency, 1 billion little currency. I only earn 10 little currency a day. How long would it take for me to earn that amount? Look, 100 million treasure currency, luxurious mansion, 8,000 slaves and guards. Madness, madness. 8,000 slaves and guards. To arrange for so many slaves and guards in a mansion, even in Swallow Mound City, that would be considered top class. Even the general's mansion and pure feather family, only those mansions would be bigger than this one. Bounty for murderer, domain level pinnacle? I think I've seen this man before, similar to a guest in the Flying Cloud Pavilion. You must be dreaming. Your Flying Cloud Pavilion has 100,000 guests, and many of them look like that. Madness. That huge bounty, even the cloud level, universe level. Warriors couldn't help but get enticed by it, much less the normal masses. The high and mighty city world leader casually threw out a bounty, causing the entire Swallow Mound city to fall into an uproar unlike ever before. The investigation degree immediately soared. Space. While Swallow Mound City began spreading its huge bounty all over, Luo Feng was in the automaton ship heading towards the ancient god ruins. He took out a blood river crystal. Training room. Luo Feng lay there, staring at the beautiful triangular blood-red crystal. Heading towards the ancient god ruins, there's still a distance of 1.2 trillion kilometers. With the automaton ship's speed, it would still take over 2 months to get there. No matter which ship it was, the closer its speed got to light speed, the harder it got. Just like a test, a perfect 100, the closer one got to 100 the harder it was to get 1 point more. Similarly, the closer a ship got to light speed, the harder it was to accelerate. The moment there was higher resistance, then it would be hard to reach light speed. It may be space, however it was still space within a secret region. Not even mentioning the space dust and fragments, just the material space energies forming mist, under shocking speed. Even the mist would form resistance. If I can universe travel, traveling through and slowing down to return to the actual universe, I'd reach quickly. It's a pity I cannot. Then, I'll absorb the blood river crystal. Luo Feng adjusted himself, following which he used his right index to slash his left palm. Just like a blade slash, the wound appeared and fresh blood flowed out. Luo Feng placed the blood river crystal on the wound. That formless energy immediately rushed into Luo Feng's body, simultaneously triggering the originally dormant cells within his body with mysterious energy. A simple engraving line appeared on Luo Feng's chest. Rumble. Kill. Kill. Just like an endless gush of water flowing, that powerful determination filled with madness and killing intent clashed against Luo Feng's willpower. Just in terms of willpower sturdiness, many sector lords couldn't even compare to Luo Feng. Even the high and mighty Undyings, those that didn't know about mental training, couldn't compare to Luo Feng's willpower.
Willpower didn't have anything to do with training. Heart like a mirror, seeing through what may seem terrifying and fierce during times of chaos, it was incomparably steady and sturdy. Heart like a blade, slashing through obstructions. This fierce willpower attack is about 2 times that of last time. Luo Feng was suspicious. Since it's the same crystal, the willpower within should be the same. How come the willpower attack from this second crystal is 2 times that of the first? Could it be the remnant willpower hidden within from the first crystal? Before Luo Feng could understand it, that extreme pain that shook his soul permeated through his body. The crystal in his hand flowed with threads of blood-red energy, swiftly permeating his entire body, and as it went in, it made his body go through extreme changes. Pitter-patter. Luo Feng's entire person swelled up, his bones and muscles grew thicker. Since these changes were happening within a short period of time, one could only imagine the extreme pain. All sorts of unimaginable changes were happening to his body. How painful, why is it so much worse than the first time? Luo Feng's eyes were cold. However, his muscles were twitching uncontrollably, his teeth too were growing sharp and long and turning into fangs. This pain had already extended from his body into his soul. Luo Feng's willpower and consciousness were however very strong. He was forcefully bearing everything, and did not let himself get affected, at least he remained lucid. Qi! Luo Feng's chest suddenly split open and fresh blood spewed out. Pa! The morphing leg suddenly broke. Hua hua! Suddenly, large amounts of blood-red energy swiftly flowed backwards within his body, returning to the blood-red crystal in his hand. In an instant, the almost fully transparent crystal returned to its original blood-red color. It stopped. What's going on? Luo Feng realized his body had returned to its human form. The only change was the wound on his chest and his broken leg. With a thought, the pure energy from his internal world swiftly regenerated his body, and very quickly the wounds and broken bones returned to normal, perfectly undamaged. Luo Feng quietly sat in the sofa, lifting a glass of wine in one hand and the blood river crystal in the other. No change, this blood river crystal didn't change at all. Luo Feng frowned. And I can feel my body hasn't improved at all. The mysterious energy within my body, and my comprehension of the origin laws are all still the same. This absorption was a complete failure. Yes, complete failure. How could it be? My consciousness and willpower, I only failed after reaching the Fantasy Ocean's 10th island. My body, human body, but it's normal. Luo Feng thought. His eyes gleamed, and in his mind a few words from the books flashed. The contents were about how valuable and rare the blood river crystal was. Absorption was very hard. Absorbing one alone was very hard. 2 would have 10 times the requirements on the body, absorbing 3 would have 100 times the requirements. The further one got, the harsher the requirements were. Remembering these words, Luo Feng realized. Right, body. My earth body is considered normal. 1 was successful and the second was a failure. However, 10 times to requirements on the body? Which side of the body do the requirements fall on? Luo Feng frowned. Body strength, toughness, cell activity? Also, it says that slaughtering will aid in the absorption of the crystals. However, which part of the body does slaughtering help? Swallowed Star 512 Fate. Chapter 512, Fate. The killing aura of the ancient god ruins. The saying states that going there to soak in the killing aura would help with the absorption of the blood river crystals. They also state that slaughtering would help with the absorption too. Also that the requirements for absorption are very harsh. Luo Feng nodded, understanding finally. Obviously, mad slaughtering and soaking in the killing aura from the ancient god ruins would produce a special effect in the body. Raising that certain part of the body will allow one to be able to absorb the crystal. Slaughter. His earth body could be said to have slaughtered a lot compared to normal humans. Yet it wasn't that much either, his earth body's slaughtering was indeed limited. However, he did slaughter quite a bit in the virtual universe network. However, those were all simulated and it wouldn't change his body at all. Haha. The only reason I'm heading to the ancient god ruins is to become a blood warrior and potentially even a black warrior. However, I didn't even expect the second crystal absorption to fail. Luo Feng shook his head. As he closed his eyes, his consciousness connected to the virtual universe network and entered the absolute beginning region to train. In the pathway. My luck sure is bad, I lost again. Yu Chunyang cursed as he walked. Big brother, big brother. A voice resounded. Yu Chunyang turned to look. An armored youth was running over, extremely excited as he smiled and said, I say Xiang, why do you look so happy? Has our young master Naka been found? Nope. The old master has been looking all over for him. However, he seemed to have vanished, but no one knows to where. The armored Yu Xiang shook his head. Swallow Mound City is in such a mess. With the young master's dumb temperament, who knows? He may have messed with the wrong people and gotten himself killed. Damn, you dare curse the young master's death? Yu Chunyang stared. Yu Xiang rolled his eyes, dragging Yu Chunyang to the side and communicated mentally. Big brother, have you seen the bounty rewards around? What bounty? I just came out of the casino. Why would I have looked at the bounties? Yu Chunyang shook his head. Come with me. Yu Xiang dragged his older brother. To where? Just follow me. The two brothers quickly arrived before the bounty posters in a walkway. The allure of the bounty was simply too huge after all. Even now, large amounts of people hung about looking at it, many muttering and dreaming about being the ones who gave the information or discovered the killer, receiving the bounty. 1 million treasure currency? 100 million treasure currency? Yu Chunyang stared wide-eyed. Look carefully at the details of the bounty, that killer's picture, the weapons and armor he uses. Yu Xiang communicated within. Yu Chunyang looked, immediately his eyes stared wide, turning back to look at his father, replying, "Ah Xiang, this is the absolute warrior we met when we accompanied the young master into the wilderness forest. Didn't he use this shield and this type of blade? And he instantly killed the 13 axe, they didn't even have time to react. The 13 axe has 3 cloud levels. That warrior should be a domain level." "Right." Yu Xiang nodded, communicating, "Our Swallow Mound city rarely ever sees a domain level warrior. The shield and weapons are the same, it wouldn't be that coincidental. This Lord Feng is really vicious. Even the envoys of the Undying Shrine were killed, too vicious. Should we?" Yu Chunyang's eyes gleamed. "Do we go or not?" Yu Xiang looked at his big brother. "This?" Yu Chunyang hesitated. "If you are not going, I'm going." Yu Xiang communicated. "Don't regret it, even though the old master treats us not bad. However, didn't we enter the Na family for money?" Yun Chunyang grit his teeth. "All right, let's go." Hence, the two swiftly headed to the city leader's mansion. City leader's mansion. Si Yong sat in the throne of the palace. Gazing below, there were 3 people bowing respectfully. "Have you found anything?" Si Yong's voice was solemn, yet filled with formless pressure. "After pasting the bounties, it's definitely been better. However, of the 3 you all mentioned before, 2 of them were determined to be false. That last one, we are unable to confirm. Yet you say there's a guarantee now?" World City Leader. A deputy general from the army was filled with glee, saying excitedly, "This time, the guarantee is much bigger than before. We've acquired 3 people's confessions, they all state the same person." Above the palace, Si Yong looked up. "He's called Feng. According to the confessions of the 3 people, not long ago, this Feng was in the wild beast forest outside. There he met Swallow Mound City's Na family's young master Na Ku and his guards. Along the way they were attacked by the 13 axe, but that mysterious warrior simply attacked and formed 13 images. With 13 blades he killed all of them, and apparently they didn't even have the chance to react." 13 axe, what organization is that? Si Yong frowned. World City Leader, they are a prominent organization within this Swallow Mound territory. The 13 axe refer to 13 warriors, of which 3 are cloud level, and 10 of them at sky level pinnacle. The deputy general said respectfully, "As for the deaths of the 13 axe, we've already confirmed that they were all done by that one person." "Ah!" Si Yong stood up violently. This news was vicious. Instantly producing 13 images and killing 13, and of which 3 were cloud levels. Space origin laws? Si Yong's eyes lit up, confirming within. Right, the footage Envoy Mo sent of the Black Warrior, he was using space laws and his speed was extremely shocking. "Weapon?" Si Yong asked. "Shield blade similar to the picture." The deputy general said seriously. "Very good." Si Yong's eyes gleamed. "Go find out more news on this Feng." "Yes." Back then he couldn't bear to leave his business and chose to remain in Swallow Mound City. As his memory had been wiped, Nabu had been extremely anxious since he discovered his son was missing. He activated all his strength and resources to madly search for his son. So much so that he didn't even look at the bounty. When he actually saw it, he was shocked. He too had suspected that the killer could very likely be Lord Feng. Hence he immediately wanted to control that group of guards. However, other than the 4 he managed to control, the others weren't around. "Bring them away. Bring them all away. Hurry and look, this the name list of the guards from back then. Find all of them. Also, hurry and find the Na family's young master Na Ku." The group of soldiers rushed into the Na family, grabbing Nabu and Thunder Uncle away. A purple uniformed beautiful lady stood outside the torture chamber. Clang! After it opened, the deputy general walked out. "Greetings, Lord." The general was shocked as he saw the lady, bowing respectfully. This beautiful lady before him was one of the 4 great underlings World City Leader Si Yong had brought with him, a domain-level warrior. "Interrogate the Na family leader. Have you found anything on Feng?" The lady questioned. "No, he said he didn't know either." The deputy general shook his head. I've carefully interrogated him, however I've discovered that this Na family leader barely knew this Feng and had just met him a couple of times. Their relationship wasn't deep. Useless. The beautiful lady roared. The deputy general's face flushed red, wanting to reply but not daring to say anything. Get out, take all of your men and leave. Leave it to me. The lady said. Yes. The deputy general immediately took all of the army within the torture chamber, leaving only Nabu and Thunder Uncle. Within the torture chamber, Nabu and Thunder Uncle were both pale with injuries all over. They had been subjected to physical torture. Old master, we thought that the meeting of Lord Feng was a good thing. Who'd have expect we'd end up like this? It's truly, Thunder Uncle sighed. Beside him Nabu sighed too. Lei Dong, this time our Na family has implicated you. Old master. Thunder Uncle was just about to speak. That purple-clothed lady walked in. By simply walking there, it caused both Thunder Uncle and Nabu to lose control of themselves. As their gaze fell on her body, they gradually fell into a daze. That group of idiots using torture while interrogating idiots. The purple lady's expression grew heavy, beginning her questioning. You speak first, tell me the whole story of the meeting and tell it clearly to me. Also tell me some of your conjectures, tell them all to me. Thunder Uncle told the entire story. Nabu too spoke. Both of them, under the Soul Technique's control, both guessed that the killer was very likely to be Feng. This questioning too made the purple-clothed lady's expression ugly. The cold pierced through bones. A blurry long-haired Si Yong stood in the pathway. Master. The purple-haired lady walked over and bowed respectfully. From your footsteps, the results of the interrogation must not be very good. Si Yong looked in the distance, his back facing the lady. She lowered her head and said, Yes, I used soul techniques and confirmed that these two weren't lying. Their Na family had indeed met with this Feng. However, this Feng seemed to have favored the young master Na Ku. Na Ko? Where is he? Si Yong asked indifferently. Na Ko has vanished. The purple-haired lady said softly. And he vanished the night of the deaths of the envoys. Other than that, we cannot find any other information on this Feng. Also Na Ko's disappearance. Even his father doesn't know. Hence he's been anxiously looking for his son, not even noticing the bounty. All this was revealed by some of his guards. Na Ko's disappearance is too much of a coincidence. I can guarantee that it has something to do with the killer. Right now there are two possibilities. One of them is that Na Ko knows detailed information on Feng. The killer was worried that his identity would be revealed. Hence he killed him to silence him. The second possibility is that Luo Feng knew it would be troublesome after killing the envoys, and that the trouble would befall the Na family. Since he favored Na Ku, he took him away. The purple-haired lady said respectfully. What about Feng? Si Yong's voice was filled with a sense of rage. I don't want to know anything else about him. I just want to know where this killer is. I want to catch him. No idea, I cannot find anything. The purple-haired lady shook her head. Rumble! Si Yong waved his fist in rage. It hit the pillar on the side. Immediately the mad explosive energy exploded, and terrifying shockwaves burst out from the pillar. It then fanned out and caused large amounts of constructs to be reduced to dust. Many waiters, soldiers and guards were immediately reduced to a mess. The lucky ones only had broken limbs. In an instant, several km around the city leader's mansion was reduced to waste. There were cries of pain and rumbling. Bastard! Si Yong violently turned. His expression struggling, his explosive aura causing the skies and land to tremble. Master, what do I do with the Na family? The purple-clothed lady asked respectfully.